R&B from Philly, and I got something to say with my 90-year-old grandmother.
At the beginning. Hi, Grandmom.
Hi.
This is Sharon B. from Philly, and I'm interviewing my 90-year-old grandmother, great grandmother, excuse me. So, first, just state your whole name.
Mabel K. Johnson Brown.
Mabel K. What does the K stand for?
My mom just put a K there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I never knew that's what she said, so that's what it is.
What was your mom's name?
Lucinda Canty Johnson.
Lucinda. Okay. So, can you tell us a little bit about her, if you don't mind?
No, I don't mind. My mom passed pretty young. She was like 34. And I was raised by two foster parents, uncle and aunt, and treated so well. And my father was around, and the three of us. I had two brothers. They're gone now, and it wasn't bad. I was very thankful as I look around how some kids might have been treated. I was very very happy with my younger life and later life too, and even to today. I feel very blessed.
Okay, Grandma. I never knew that you was raised in a foster care. Was all of
Yeah,
your siblings with you?
a Bureau for Colored Children. That's what it was called, Bureau for Colored Children. I don't know what really happened to it. Of course, it's not in existence now, but yeah, I was raised by foster parents.
Was all of your siblings with you?
Yes, the three of us. We weren't separated, and my father was lived, with us too. But my uncle and aunt, they really raised us, and to this day, I thank God for them, and I really do. We were not mistreated. I don't think I ever had a whipping.
What was your dad like?
He was a sort of a gentleman. He worked at the Franklin Field down there in Philadelphia here. And that's why I say I'm a born eagle, because my father worked there. And someone talked to me a little while ago and said something about, and he said, "You're the oldest eagle I know." I said, "That's right, because I was born the eagle." And I'm sort of proud of it. Okay.
That's fantastic, fantastic. So, a little bit more about like your parents. Did you know how they met?
No, 'cause see, I was about 9 or 10 when my mom passed.
Mm.
And, a kid that age don't even think about stuff. And I didn't question my father. And it might seem strange to say, I never seen my father walk down the street with another woman. So it wasn't no other woman for me to even question or ask nothing about. And I just, and he lived with me and was happy and, was wonderful. A great family life for, what I say, an orphan, you know. We, we were a prize. That my uncle and I felt so happy to have us, it seemed, because they had no children. And my aunt, it was like 5 women, and nobody had children. So we came along, and they were happy with us. And I'm really thankful for it. I don't think it could have been no better. Okay.
Okay. So, moving a little bit into like your teenage years, what was that like? Like, what era and how was that?
Well, like I was born in 29, so 39, okay, 40. We had that prejudice thing. You couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. And we didn't bother too much until every summer we went to Ocean City, New Jersey, where my aunt worked. She worked for a family, and they'd go to there. So we went, and of course we had the colored beach. And it seems a little funny saying you go up on the boardwalk. Well, you could buy ice cream or a hot dog or a hamburger, but you couldn't stand there and eat it. You had to eat it and get off of the boardwalk.
Wow.
And my brothers had a little part-time job at the bowling alley. And after, I had a little part-time job too, because I used to, what they called the chambermaid at that age. So 12, 13, 14 years old, I go to work till 12 o'clock, come home, change my clothes, and my two brothers and I, we go on the beach and stay until 6 o'clock. And well, of course, we got to know the lifeguards, and kids would come up from different parts of it seemed like the South and work there, part-time kids. And it wasn't too bad, but I compared a little bit with the virus, because the virus limits you and prejudice did too.
Mm.
But you know what to do. You know where to go and why you're there, and behave yourself, what we might call now, So it wasn't too bad. Knowing what to do, I think, makes a big difference in how you do it. No, it wasn't pleasant that we couldn't ride the rides, the bumper cars and the merry-go-round, but I'd stand there and watch them. But it was okay, because I knew I wasn't going to be on there. And the other part, if you bought something, you couldn't stand there and eat it. You bought ice cream or soda or something, you have to get off the boardwalk and eat it. And that was a little bit funny, but okay. So you don't do it. And that's the way it was during those teenage years, So that's the way life goes sometimes. So I say about the virus, we can't go places, we can't have family dinners, but then we could have family dinners, and that's where the family always met, at the house that I was raised in. They would come from Newark, they would come from Jersey, they would come from Virginia, and it was fun. And we were the only kids there, my two brothers and I. So we had our own table. The grown-ups had a great big table, and we had our own little card table, and everything on the grown-ups table was on our table, including a little bottle of Virginia Dale wine. for advertisement, I guess, because we didn't drink it, but it was there. But it was good. It really was good. 34th and Market at that time. 34th and Market Street. We would see the college people going to college, but they dressed up then. They didn't wear raggedy stuff and think that looked good. The women wearing fur coats, the men wearing suits with their hats on. And that's the way they went to the football games and Army and Navy games. And the kids in the block, my brother couldn't do it, but most of the boys in the block would park their cars and watch their cars while they went to the game. No problem. I guess they got a quarter. I know it wasn't a lot of money, but being raised like that was pretty nice. Yeah. I had no complaints.
I was just gonna ask, what was the biggest difficulty during that time for you?
I really don't know, other than one time I was on my way to work and a carload of white boys called me the N-word. I was on my way to work, and I was a kid, in my teens. But it was okay. But as I think about it now, I would say, well, they could have got out there and killed me. But they just hollered out of the car, hey, in. And I just, well, maybe I don't want to say what I said, but you know what I said? I said, your mother. And I went on to work. And that was it, you know. But it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Just, I think most of the time when you're in bad situations, you try to deal with it. Now, I never smoked a marijuana, a cigarette, or none of that. Not in my life. But I've been in situations where people did it. And my thing is, even to this day, know when to leave the party. If you get there and you're not about that, make an excuse. My excuse was, I said to the lady next to me, and I ain't know her, I went to one of my friend's funeral. Mother died, I went to the funeral. After the funeral, we came back to her house, and everybody went down the basement. I did too. And everybody sat down. Some lady was sitting next to me, and I seen them open a can. And they start doing dope stuff, you know. I didn't really know what they were doing. But I said to the lady next to me, I said, you know where the powder room is? And so the lady next to me said, girl, you got to go up 2 flights of steps because you don't have no powder room down here. And I said, okay, I'm going to the powder room. I went up 1 flight of steps, out the door, and thank God I owned a car, which I miss to this day not having a car. I'm too old, I guess. I got in my Oldsmobile, red and white Oldsmobile. I forgot what year it was, and I went home. And I tell my kids today, know when to leave the party. Because you can get in a situation and you ain't about that. And see, I ain't never smoked a cigarette thing yet, you know. And you know I ain't gonna smoke none now. So, and that's the same way about drinking. I didn't never want to be a drinking woman. I don't know why, but it just didn't appear to me. I ain't never went in no bar and sat at no bar stool and drank no liquor in my life. But I've been around alcohol as the adults in my life, but they didn't fight and cuss and carry on. They be laughing and joking, playing pinochle, you know, and that's the kind of raising and to this day, it's still there, you know. I feel sorry for some kids today, though, I really do. So that's that.
Fantastic. Okay, so I want to get into a little bit more about like the culture, like the music and the arts and stuff. With your favorite, like around that time, what type of music and just like
the
culture?
60s and the 70s
was your favorite.
Oh my God! Over there in that dining room, I got in one of them corners, I got piles of the 60s and 70s music. I love music. Going to the Met, the gospel programs, I would go. By then I was in Ellenwood and married and all, but I'd get on that 37 trolley and get the Broad Street Sub and go to the Met. And different singers and things. And Sam Cooke donated a song to me, but that was so long ago. I don't know what song it was, but I felt like a big celebrity. I smiled, and that was great. But I must have 500 or 600 albums that I'm getting ready to get rid of, you know. Because that the 70s, 60s, and the 70s, and some later, you know, I love music, but I can't sing. So that's about that. But like I say, you were able to go to the Met. You'd go to the movies by then downtown in Philadelphia. You know, it was okay. But money, you had to be careful, you know, because we didn't make a lot of money. But spend your money wisely and you can make it. So that's the way I did it.
And you still love that music to this day.
Oh yeah, I was playing something last night on that little. They got a new little thing called the Victrola. But back in the way back in the day, it was a big thing. And then later years when we got more modern equipment, you know, that's why I used to buy a lot of records, and I enjoyed entertaining myself. So that was that.